2 weeks ago, a company you've probably never heard of released a coding tool that's completely free, beats GitHub Copilot on real benchmarks, and might quietly break the subscription model every AI coding assistant has been selling you for the last 3 years. It's called ZCode, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether it's worth switching to. ZCode comes from Z.ai, a Beijing-based AI lab you might remember under its old name, Zhipu AI. They launched ZCode publicly the week of July 1st, 2026, as a free desktop app for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Z.ai calls it an Agentic Development Environment, which is a fancy way of saying the AI isn't just auto-completing your code. It's running the whole show. Here's the core idea. Instead of chatting back and forth with an assistant, you type one command, /goal. You tell it something like refactor the authentication module to use JWT, and ZCode plans the work, writes the code, runs the tests, and keeps iterating until the goal is actually met. No hand-holding, no copy-pasting snippets into your editor. It just goes and does the job. It also supports multi-agent collaboration, so more than one of these goal-driven agents can work on different parts of a project at the same time. What's actually powering ZCode is a model called GLM 5.2, released back on June 13, 2026. It's a 753 billion parameter mixture of experts model, and here's the part that matters. The weights are released under the MIT license, free to download, modify, and even deploy commercially. It also has a 1 million token context window, so it can hold enormous code bases in memory at once without losing track of what it's doing. So, how does it actually perform? On SWE-bench Pro, a benchmark that measures real-world coding tasks, GLM 5.2 scores 62.1%. That beats GPT 5.5, which scored 58.6. It also beats its own predecessor, GLM 5.1, which scored 58.4. It's not the best model out there. Anthropic's Opus 4.8 still leads at 69.2%. But GLM 5.2 is genuinely close to the frontier, not just chasing it from a distance. On Terminal-Bench, which tests how well a model handles real command line workflows, GLM 5.2 hits 81. Now here's the number that actually matters for your wallet. GLM 5.2's API costs about 1/6 of what the closed frontier models charge for similar performance. Concretely, $1.40 per million input tokens for $40 per million output tokens. The ZCode app itself is free. If you want a subscription instead of pay-as-you-go, plans start at $16.20 a month, with a pro tier at $64.80 and a max tier at $144. And through the end of July, they're running a promotion, 1.5 times your normal quota, plus cheaper rates during off-peak hours. Zoom out for a second, because this isn't really a story about one app. Chinese open-weight labs have spent the last 2 years closing the gap with the big closed American labs, and GLM 5.2 landing within 7 points of Opus 4.8 at a sixth of the price is a pretty concrete data point for that trend. If open-weight models keep closing that gap every few months, the entire pitch of a $200 a month coding subscription gets a lot harder to make. ZCode isn't just a local coding tool either. It can SSH into a remote machine or a Docker container and run the agent directly inside it. You can also control it remotely from your phone, or even through WeChat, Faceshoe, or Telegram bots, so a long-running task can keep going while you're away from your desk. And if you'd rather use a different model entirely, ZCode supports bring your own key, so you're not locked into GLM if you don't want to be. If you want to actually try it, the setup is refreshingly simple. Download the desktop app for Windows, Mac OS, or Linux from Z.ai, sign in, and you're dropped straight into the agent interface. No IDE plugin to configure, no API key required unless you want to bring your own. From there, it's just /goal, followed by whatever you actually want done. Fix the failing tests in this repo. Add rate limiting to this API. Migrate this component to the new framework version. The agent reads your code base, makes a plan, and starts executing, checking back and only when it genuinely needs a decision from you. So who should actually care about this? If you're a solo developer or a student, the free tier alone is a legitimate reason to try it. That's frontier-adjacent performance for the price of nothing. If you're running a startup watching every dollar of burn, the 1/6 API cost compounds fast once you're running agents across an entire code base instead of one file at a time. If you're at a larger company with compliance requirements, the open weight license and the self-host option matter more than a raw benchmark score. You can run this without sending your code to someone else's servers at all. So how does this stack up against the tools you're probably already using? Claude Code is still the top-ranked agentic coding tool overall right now, scoring higher on SWE-bench verified, and GitHub Copilot remains the cheapest way in at $10 a month with the biggest install base. Cursor is still probably the best AI native editor if you want the assistance woven into every keystroke rather than delegated to a background agent. ZCode's actual pitch isn't that it's the smartest model on the market. It's that you get near-frontier agentic coding with open weights at a fraction of the price with zero vendor lock-in. A few honest caveats before you install anything. Open weight isn't the same as open source. Z.ai published the train model, not the training data or the full pipeline behind it. It's also a brand new tool, barely 2 weeks old as of this video, built by a Beijing-based company in a moment where AI export controls are a live political issue, worth knowing before you point it at sensitive code bases. And because it's so new, expect rough edges. Early agentic tools always have them. A couple of quick questions people keep asking about this one. Does it work on an existing code base, not just fresh projects? Yes, that's actually the main use case Z.ai is pushing, pointing the agent at a real repo you already maintain. Do you need to know GLM specifically, or can you swap models? You can bring your own key and point ZCode at a different model if you want. The harness isn't hardlocked to GLM 5.2. And is the free tier actually usable long-term, or is it a bait and switch? Right now, it's a real free desktop app with pay-as-you-go API pricing underneath it. No forced subscription to get started. So quick recap. ZCode is a free, open-weight, agent-first coding environment from Z.ai, running on GLM 5.2, a model that scores within striking distance of the frontier at about a sixth of the cost. It won't replace Claude Code or Cursor for everyone overnight. But if you've been paying for a coding assistant and wondering whether you actually need to, this is the first tool in a while that makes you ask that question seriously. If you try it, I want to know what breaks first. Drop it in the comments. And if this kind of breakdown is useful, subscribe, because next week I'm testing whether it can actually replace Cursor on a real production code base.